Hi YouTube, I hope you're doing well. I'm doing pretty good. My lighting's gonna be a little off today because of my drapery. It might blow. I've got the window open, and so anyway, um I said I hope you're all doing well. Yeah, I already said that. I'm okay. I saw a meme on Facebook and it said, and I really don't agree with this at all, that the word bro isn't gender specific. Well, it's like when my sister contacted me, we have a brother. She didn't say, hey, bro. She said, hey, sissy, sister. Um, but this meme said that it's not gender specific. I call everybody bro, even my mom. Oh, my granddaughter did that to me once, and I told her, I am not your bro. I am your grandmother. And here's another um, test of the times, uh, trying to eliminate the word mother. No, I don't care if somebody's mother approves of their child calling them bro. They are perpetuating something that is demeaning to mothers, all mothers, and women. We are not bros, you know. Um, Even dude, that's not as severe as calling a woman bro. The base word of dude is a hair on an elephant's butt. Uh, really. But bro is no, no, no. That's an indication, that's indicative of male. You don't call your mother bro. Have some respect. I don't even like my mom, and I wouldn't dream of calling her bro. You have the due respect. These women put you on this planet. You give them that. You honor them with that. If you can't do anything else, at least do that much. I'm really, really serious. I don't even like mine. I wouldn't even dream of it. It's a woman. This is a woman that gave birth to me, not a bro. So I hope if you're around people that do that, speak up. This is inappropriate, and it is not. If you love any woman out there or girl, confront this. Really tell the younger generation this is not acceptable. I don't care what they're trying to instill in their language. They're not the only people on the planet. So, yeah. Anyway, I thought I'd say something about that because it just didn't sit right with me. Yeah. A lot of things don't sit right with me, like me being stupid when I think I have a friend and I find out that I really don't. Well, yeah, I've been stupid like that before, plenty of times, you know, but that people would work hand in hand just to cause other people misery. That's some sick shit. I'm listening to How Sick Parents Destroy You, um, and why Professor Sam Bachman didn't have any children. Some of us, if we had known that our significant other at the time wasn't able to be like a faithful person towards their children or their spouses, they would have never ever had children with them, you know. But the people weren't honest, and then you end up having catastrophes from other people's selfishness in this world. earlier I had watched another video on spiritual narcissists. Oh, that's kind of what I was talking about, like with these screaming preachers. Or there are other ones that proclaim that they are very spiritual and that they believe in God, but everything they are doing is steps for the Antichrist system. I might be talking a little more on that tomorrow. I've got some things to gather up my thoughts, some I have some praying to do on it. I have a couple of issues with people, and I'm thinking, well, really, if you think something is funny and it's not funny, then you are sick. I can't trust somebody that is sick when something isn't funny. Um, then this is a sick person that you're dealing with, or if they're preaching out of one side of their mouth and acting like a narcissist out of the other side, and it leaves you with like a sorrowful feeling or a sour taste in your mouth when you're through watching them. If they don't leave you with a good feeling, you probably should stop watching them. That's what my recommendation. I've had to do that. It's like, wow, and I really thought you were a kind-hearted person, but you were self-serving the whole time, and I just didn't see it, you know. Yeah. So, I think I have a hair in my eye. I tried to get it out, or wash it out, or it's dust or allergies, something like that. So if I'm itching, I don't mean to. Oh, now I just made it worse by touching it. Maybe I'll just leave it alone then. Could be the screen. I've been looking at it too much. Well, I did some reading this morning. That could do it. So, sometimes I just like to turn on a show and listen and not have to watch stuff. That's, like with Professor Sam, I know what he looks like, so I mean, I can get up and do something and, still hear him. People like that. And not only that, I really enjoy intelligent people, people that strive to learn something more than just their daily routine. It's like, yeah, show me something new. What do you know? If I don't know something, or if we know things that are similar, and it's on a pretty deep level, I can appreciate that. But yeah, I've really had to learn in my life not to let other people's trickery and the cruel things that they will do stop me from being a kind person or affect me in some way that I would be like mean to you out here because of what somebody else was doing. That's my temperament. That's how I operate. It's like, well, another one bites the dust. you know. That's the way it is sometimes, and you just never know who or when. That's the sad thing. Like hindsight, you really don't see the whole scope of a person, maybe at first, because you might think it's something like if they're like a religious leader, you might not see their selfish ways because you want to believe that they have the same type of heart you do. Then when you find out they don't, it's really a bummer, you know? That's why I'm more apt to listen to somebody that really does believe in God, but isn't going to paint themselves as some kind of spiritual leader when they're no different than you or I, but they're going to pretend that they are, like there's something special that you're not or I'm not, it's like, yeah, be careful. Because if you take value in somebody, if you admire somebody and you take value in stock, if you take stock in their opinions or words or what they're teaching you, and they may not be as closely connected with the divine spirit as you are, you could be causing yourself, like, delayed. You could be causing yourself setbacks, so I'm really careful not to trust anybody. If I feel led by God to watch somebody, and it could be even years later, they're just not all there. Not for you, not for me, or anybody else, then you're sitting there thinking, wow, why didn't I see this? Well, then when we do, we have that, then when you know, I hope you know what I'm trying to say. Anyway, yeah. If you're like me, if not, very many people don't like you and they don't respect you because you are respectable, and then they try and paint you like you're not worthy of that respect, and they're gonna try and any little thing they can find. If it's even like if I say I don't like you, well, then they're gonna jump on me and say, well, you're bad because you don't like me. No, I'm still not bad and I still don't like you, So they can try and say anything they want to say, but if you're not doing wrong in this world to other people, and you point out somebody that could be a danger to people you care about, don't let them say anything, and don't let them stop you from speaking about it either. So, because that is a ploy. We are not in the times of turning the other cheek. This is not the time. No. Somebody's going to be so bold as to lay the smack down on you. You better fight back or you're going to die. If somebody tries to sully your name and you don't deserve that, speak up. Oh. Really, I tried to help somebody at Doug's suggestion, and I was treated like a slut. I'm not going to get over that. It's like, how fucking dare you? I even wrote, Doug wanted me to send this. Thought you'd be interested in helping somebody you say you love live. And I had all kinds of advice that would help on like a stroke patient and stuff for this person's loved one. And I was treated like a slut. Can you fucking believe that? I can't. So, actually let other people's slutty ways and insecurities infringe on me because I was stupid enough to listen to somebody. To couple somebodies that really don't care. I was set up. But that's okay. I'm getting over it. Just unbelievable. So, yeah. Nobody's taking my pride away from me. You can go off with that one. It's never going to work. Not in this lifetime and not in the next one. Not in the past ones either. Sometimes the past is left just right there, whether it's yesterday, as recent as yesterday, you know. Cheers, everybody. Yeah. Bro. Cheers, bro. Bro hammers. Bro ha-has. Bro ha-ha-has. Oh, whatever. Wow. I learned another lesson. People that don't have true laughter can sure fake that. Wow. Notice that? They got practice smiles and practice laughter and practice poses and everything. Oh, let's practice. I gotta take a selfie. Yeah. Wow. Ooh, I almost went deep, dark, and mean there for a second. Thank you, God, for stopping me. Oh, I did. I'm angry inside because my feelings are hurt, but yeah, I'm dealing with it. I know you've all been through it too, one way or another. But it is really, when people do things that are unnecessary, there's just no reason for it, you know. If you know all your intentions are pure and good, and you're asking for God's guidance along the whole thing, and you're trying with all your heart to listen, then you know you're on the right track. So if somebody's like hurting you in all that, or using what you're going through to hurt you in all that, it's intentional, and that's what they mean to do. That's who they are. Yeah, it's sad, but you know, the ones of us that won't treat people like that, we need to gather together and let it be known that we don't tolerate this type of behavior. So, you know, that's true. No treats for you. I'm serious. You'll never ever have a good life by treating somebody else bad. If you can't pray for them, at least don't be cruel, you know? Yeah. People that act like they're all righteous and would never even go to the Father on your behalf and say, hey, my friend's having a rough time. Could you help them? You know? Ask yourself when you encounter people, how much do they really care about you? Do they care enough about you to wish you well before they would even themselves? Well, that would be a rarity, huh? Yeah, sure would. I wonder who would do such a thing. I don't know if I know anybody like that. I don't know. Do you know anybody like that? I don't think I ever have. Maybe. I probably have a few friends that do pray for me. Yeah, maybe. God knows. So, anyway, if you have somebody that's treating you poorly in your life, the best you can do is ask God to show them the truth of the situation. And you know He will. Have faith that He did. And just know that when they continue with their shenanigans, you know who they work for then. Because if you believe that your prayers have been answered before in your life, have faith that they'll be answered again, and know that God has talked to them just like He answers you, you know. Or somebody else might have wondered about you, and God will come to you with that to help you fix something like that, you know. But now, once again, if somebody wants you dead or they don't care either way, you have every right to defend yourself. In fact, it's your absolute duty. And if you feel as though you're a good leader and not a poor person in that respect, then what you are battling are the forces of evil, and they will use any means and any person to hurt you. So, and they do, and did. But not enough to stop me from being kind-hearted. No clown on this planet means that much to me where I'm going to, well, let's just put it this way. I feel like this, and I hope you do too. Don't let anybody make you feel like that. Don't accept it. It's unacceptable. We don't do people like that. I don't roll like that. I hope you don't either. You know. But I've really encountered a large amount of a regression in human beings. It's like, wow, doesn't maturity or dignity or anything come into play? How about honesty and loyalty? And yeah, I have cats that are probably breeding out there right now. That's what you're going to be hearing, I think. Maybe. I'm going to take a hit of weed. I'm going to smoke something with you. If you don't smoke, if you're offended, pre-warning, I'm going to have a one hit right now. It's time to leave then. So, excuse me. Cheers. Listen, I'm a joker, I'm a smoker, I'm a midnight toker. I get my loving on the run. Oh, I can't remember the rest of that song. That's been a long time ago. I didn't even smoke when that, not cig or weed, when that song came out. Oh, kitties yelling out there. Give me 1 second. I'm going to go tell them to be quiet before they beat each other up. That's enough of that. Walk away. No fighting in this yard. Walk away. Okay, so they are not listening to me. All right. Oh, well. Doug bought me these pants and I like them. They button up the front and they hang on my hips, but they're like huge. but they're great work pants. But I pull them up and they're like about that much too short, but because they're big, they it's like fitting my shoulders too. It's like you know, crazy. But but I can wear them for work. They're comfortable. But which reminds me, I do have some work to do yet today. I got exercises done, but I have to get water in and probably for another day, maybe two. Um, uh, it's no big hurry. I'm not, I know like that water will get done. But like I say, then I just have so much work to do. It's a little overwhelming, but I'm okay. It's crazy. But I pulled them up this morning and I go, look how short these things are. And they're big. And he's like, well, how do you hold them up? I said, because I have hips. you know? He's like, oh, yeah, guys are built like that. And I was going to say, yeah, well, like most guys are. Some guys aren't. I've seen guys with bigger hips than women, but, you know, they say we inherit certain things from our parents. Mm, yeah, I think I don't know. I don't know. There's certain things I don't believe we just inherit from one parent or another because, like, the length of my nose would be like my um, grandfather's and even my birth father from the other side of the family. And then the tip of my nose is kind of like my mom's. Said we inherit like our mom's and like our dad's mouth. I believe that part, but my mom doesn't have my cheekbones. Neither did my grandma. So and they say our bone structure is from, I don't know. I don't think so. Not really. So I think it's a happy mixture of both parents, depending, on however God baked us from the ingredients that he had to work with. And yeah, got my brown eyes from my grandma, but I have a ring of teal blue, almost, let's see, very dark blue, like the very dark blue outline of that um, butterfly. It's almost that color around my brow. And then it has gold flecks in it if you see me more in the sunlight. So, yeah, they look dark, but my grandma's were just dark and not as big. So, yeah, kinda. But then my father's side of the family, he had blue eyes, and that didn't come from them. So, I don't know. And then they say I get my hair from my grandma. But the curls I have, and especially like right when it's wet, it's like really, really curly. When I comb it, then it combs out some of it, but like starting in the back, and it's just all little tiny ringlets all through it. That I get from my dad had blonde curly hair. So, and I have a blonde streak in my hair on both sides. This one's always been a little more, and kind of in the back, like my dad. So, yeah, my hair, and then the red in it from my mom and my dad. So it's like brunette, like colorful. But my grandma and her mother were very dark haired. So if that's, so I don't believe, I was thinking about all that. Yes and no. I think it can kind of go like a happy mixture. Yeah, I don't think that study that they did was really quite too scientific. I don't think they can, like, just say that, because, um, oh, I don't know. I don't know. I really don't. I was trying to think with my kids too. But one of my sons has hair just like my birth father and blue eyes that don't come from the dad's side of the family. So, yeah, nah, it's all not. Well, so I don't know. I don't know for sure. What do you all think from like with your parents, what you got from each parent? If you heard that list that I read, does that kind of hold true for you, or do you know? So I think I can say my Russian friend's little girl's name if Mr. and Mrs. K, if you're watching, um, because they won't know. I mean, no, I don't think very many people in America care about Russian friends, but anyway, I think I have this down. If my little buddy over there, if you're watching me, you'll, yeah, I think I got it. By Jove, I think I got it. Hi, you'll, yeah, hope you're doing well. So, Annie Barb loves you. I love you, little girl. I love you, K and Mrs. K. Thanks for watching me. I hope there's not too much baloney between our countries because people are people wherever we go, so the hell with our governments and their bullshit. Back to hell with everybody's bullshit, you know. There was a theory that Jason Breshears has from Archaics where he says he thinks that this being a simulation, that we aren't actually meant to change anything here, like the Christian movement or that type of thing. I'm not so sure. I don't believe that. And it could be true. Maybe we aren't, but I don't think we're supposed to stop trying. It would be like, here's a scenario, and this is for Jason if you ever hear this. Now, you and I both know if some person, we'll call that loosely, comes up and smacks you in your head, yeah, at that point, you're probably going to defend yourself. But in the meantime, they're going to think twice the next time before they go and smack somebody. So if you put a stop to this one little increment of what's going on in this simulacrum, you just made an impact on what that one person might do to somebody else in that same situation. So the more we could do those type of things, like being a good cop in that respect for people, whenever we put that bit of energy, we inject that goodness into there, it's going to affect somebody along the way. Perhaps those are the changes within this program that may abolish this level of existence and people's pain forever in the meantime and along the way and once and for all, unless people actually choose just to live in chaos and pay no heed to what we do or say or how we act towards other people. Maybe that's meant for their forever habitat. That's my thoughts on that. You know. Maybe that's the difference between knowing good and evil and deciding what you want to live with. That's about it. You know, making that decision for ourselves. But I do believe that we can still make ways smoother for the next generations by the things that we do and say today. And if we don't say or do anything, then we're allowing what's always happened to happen. And it's not necessary. If people learn, they learn. If their offsprings learn, they learn. So it doesn't have to be a definitive thing that this type of existence goes on forever as whatever kind of teaching tool or what. That's my opinion on all that. Because every time you say it, I mean, it makes sense. And I'm not putting you down. I just get a weird feeling like I was supposed to say something about it because it didn't sit right with me. Now, it's not just because of my religious upbringing. It's because of the feeling I get when you say it. Because you can't make me go in a church. I mean, if I were to go with a friend for like socialization or something like that, that would be one thing. I don't even care if it were Catholic or a synagogue or whatever. If it was with a friend, if I was socializing, that would be a different thing. But like as far as a Christian or whatever, you could not drag me in there tied up. You wouldn't even be able to tie me up to get me in there. You'd have to shoot me. That's how I feel about that. So trusting any kind of spiritual leader with my soul? Not even close. Making friends of people that teach other people spirituality? Yeah, that's a possibility. It's kind of my thing, but I don't really listen to anybody with a whole heart, an open heart. Yeah, but not my whole heart. Because I feel like that's a gift from God. My discernment, my how I can decipher words and feelings. It's like, no, not not paying anybody else any mind when it comes to that, because it's never failed me. So I know when I'm doing the right thing, I have to stick with it. We are having loading problems. I like this morning I would have loved to have jumped over on 007's coffee time. Thought about it. Not to go on live or anything, maybe another time because I did enjoy that, but just wanted to listen in, but I haven't been able to um, do listen to any live streams. Like even right now, I have a video in the background. It keeps spinning and spinning and spinning. I was okay over on Facebook, but then I had shared a little Muppet song. It was a depiction of what Sesame Street had done with as the days go by. Um, like, is this my beautiful house and my beautiful wife? And um, as the days go by, water's flowing underground. Once in a lifetime, something, something. Maybe I'll try and find it later. I can't think of the name of it right now or who does it. But anyway, I had sent it to Doug and it wouldn't load for him. So yeah, we're having problems like that. That's a bummer. Can't even watch a video. Like I told Doug, we pay enough for our internet service. It's our own dish and router. We pay enough for this shit. I should be able to watch or do videos 24/7 for that amount of money, you know. Otherwise, there's a system we can buy for about what it would cost for a couple years of this service and just have all our own equipment, It's like, so I asked Doug, why don't you just tell him that, Anyway. Yeah, one of my teachers at our community college turned into a university the year I went there. Was kind of cool, but one of my teachers at the university, she was uh, really intelligent. She was a computer network um, developer. She came up from the cities up into our area, and her son opened up this internet service called Genesis, where they sell you the systems, and then they had other networks that they would sell, like web space and that type of thing. But she was a pretty cool lady. So it was a woman network developer that started doing everything in my area in the 90s. She's a neat lady. Doug said something about that business, and I go, he's like, should call him or something. I said, no, you would be calling her. And I knew her name, at the time, and because she's the woman, and she was about, 60 back then when she was doing that. So, yeah, pretty cool to see a woman trailblazer in that area, in my local area, doing that. I thought that was pretty cool. And teaching at the college, So, yeah. It's a pretty big deal. It's pretty cool. I have a sister that's in network communications that flies all over the world, doing that for a living, hooking people up. Hey, sissy, can you hook me up? No, that's okay. I'm doing good. One of my other little sisters. Hi. Yeah. Yeah, when I'm crabbing about like the Klaus Schwabs or whoever, the private jet owners on this planet, telling people that they shouldn't even drive their cars to work or own any land or eat any eggs or anything that you raise on your own land, stuff like that. So when I'm dissing on people that are like jet setters or something like that, I'm not necessarily talking about the people that have to travel for business in their lives. I'm talking about this clown show crap of these well-to-do people gathering in different countries, all together from various countries, talking about how they're going to usurp your wages or other people's wages from them with their tricks and their crafts that they do in this world. Those are the ones I'm talking about. There's nothing wrong with treating the air flight like a coach where you have to go to work. I mean, that's what you got to do. Or the world wouldn't be going around the way it goes around now. But these people even private airplanes, I'm not entirely against. I worked on a ranch where we used airplanes for all kinds of reasons. So there's a necessity, and even like crop spraying or So there's a reason for planes. And did you know I had put out that information? I don't know if you watched the link that's in my community from about maybe a week and a half, 2 weeks ago. There isn't enough room in the underbelly or the wings to carry enough fuel to fuel an airplane across the seas or anywhere else. Those turbo engines are um, they're combustible engines to get the flight off the ground and for the landing. And that's when you hear like the landing gear comes down, is actually the ignition of the jets again back into fuel after they had been using airflow for their travels and that energy. So when they say that jet fuel is so expensive and what it costs, they're lying to you. I sent a video that explains all about those turbo engines and the airflow and what they do, you know. So yeah, they're all liars. That's the main thing, you know. Even if you didn't watch it, believe me, I did. I knew that anyway. I had read it somewhere. So. Or might have been my ex. He was in the Air Force. Somebody along the line. I knew this. Who knows? I was stupid. I married a Army guy, a Air Force guy, and then a guy. No, one of them guys. That Army one, he was crazy. And then that Air Force one, they say the brains, not the bronze. Oh, please. For the Air Force. Wow. I almost went in the Air Force 2 different times. I took that test and I was almost gone. And then something weird happened in my household, and I wasn't going to leave my little baby with all this chaotic, retarded shit, evil shit. I couldn't do it, but I almost went. I thought I was going to be a conscientious observer and work on the wiring and the cockpits of planes and helicopters, and then backup for veterinarian, and probably being in like the Air Force band with my flute. So I had like aspirations a couple different times. One time I was stopped by my adoptive parents. They just would not let me do it. And I wasn't old enough, but I was old enough to take the test, but not old enough to go without them signing it over. I already had papers in the works to get rid of them anyway. My feeling is I always knew what was better for me than any other human being on this planet, because I have God's heart and that judgment. And so I don't let other people go there with me. It's like you're not even allowed, you know, because that's how much faith I have in God and how much respect and dignity I have for myself, that I'm not going to be guided or swayed by somebody else's instructions or their way of dealing with things. So, who's to say, you know, what's good for you or I? We're all different. And we all have our own teaching ways. There's like some parents, your kid will be a total animal, just a jerk, and you'll sit down and give them cookies and a soda or something. My kid would be a total animal or a jerk, and I'm like, yeah, I know you're hungry. Here's some fruit and a glass of milk. I'll see you at supper after you get your homework done, clean your room. you know. I don't give naughty people treats. As a matter of fact, if you're not a child, you're going to get more than no treats. You will suffer the consequences of your foolish actions. And I pray to God for that, because the blood of Christ only covers people that have remorse. You know, if you don't see anything wrong with anything you're doing, and you really don't carry that remorse at all, what you show to other people on this planet and how you act, there are consequences for you or I or anybody else, everybody. Some people call it karma. I think it's more than karma. I think there's more on top of the karma, you know. The karma I wish for you to have. The consequences of your foolery I don't wish you to have, because that's from God. The karma, the what's in the ether, you put out there for yourself. I hope everybody has to deal with their own things, you know. I just hope you don't carry a load for Satan when it's not yours to carry. Unless you are Satan. Hey, here's some more, bitch. Is that heavy enough yet? Just wait, I'm not done. And yes, Satan has a gender. It's a male. And it has a wife. And they work together. That's why you can be fooled with people's sexuality or their appearances or their desires in life. Once you see who they are, they just showed you, you know. Don't ignore it, it's real. Some of you know what I'm talking about, too. People are who they show us they are. I'm thankful for the people that know I'm not a hose bag and would never dream of treat me like one for any reason. Whether it's self gratification that you either did get for yourself or you think that I got for you, something twisted up in there. For the people that know I'm not like that and will not play that game with me, I love you. Thank you. You know, you're the real ones. You should, don't believe me? Ask Doug. Go on Facebook and friend him and say, is Barb really as honest as she says she is? And you'd probably be surprised. You'd think, well, of course somebody's husband is gonna. No, he's estranged. This is somebody I won't even let near me and has to ask permission to talk to me. And if you were another human being and you were being treated like that, would you talk well of the person treating you like that? Well, he doesn't have a choice because it's called integrity. That's something he has. And it might only come out when he's backed in a corner, but he's got it. You know, and I can make him say it. You know, I'm serious. People don't disrespect me for free. You pay for that shit. Maybe not today. What's in the ether? Hey, have at it. But what God's going to give you, that's a little more. Or It could be a little more. Never know. That's why I'm keeping in happy spirits. I don't give up on people. They give up on me, you know. So then I just have to kind of shut the door. It's like, yeah, okay. If I put a lock on it, you'll be fully aware. If I have to um, do more than I'm doing today, it's not going to be very nice. It'll be eloquent, but it won't be nice. You'll feel it, you know. That's the thing. See, Satan thinks he's going to torture you or I, and that'll make God cry, and then everybody's going to suffer, and he's going to suffer the pain that you feel. As human beings, we can carry some of that for God, so we don't need to put that on other people because we're adults, mature adults. So that's where I don't go into the narcissist mindset or even allow that around me. That is, if I'm going to confront somebody, I'm going to say your name and I'm going to do it right. And hopefully with as much grace as God will allow. So if I have to get merciless, you'll be fully aware of it. You know, today it's okay. I seem to be okay on that level. You know, 2 tomcats that were out in the yard. One of them, well, they both been. One was born here and had just come back home after about a month, and the one that stays here forever, Yeti, that white one, he was yelling at one he used to take care of because that one I healed was outside and she's in heat, so it's like, oh. And she had a broken leg, she had a severed shoulder, her leg was broken 2 different spots. I got a video of her waving with it where I taped it from here to here because it was broke here and broke there, so I had to tape it in. And even her paw was sort of broke, and I couldn't do nothing for her shoulder or her paw, so I brought her in eventually. After Doug's cat got a little healthier, he had been sick, thyroid problems, so they say. But anyway, so that little creature, I took care of her. She snuck out the door on Doug and goes running up a tree, an oak tree, with her bad paw, the one I healed. They would have cut it off if I had taken it her to the vet. They would have cut her limb off, and I told Doug, I am going to help her heal this where she can bear weight on it. She did more than that. The bone in her shoulder healed. I mean, it was severed. It was severed just like that across her. And it was flopping. She would go like that and it would like flop backwards. So that's a miracle. And then she's out there running up the flipping trees. Then when I seen her one day, a couple days ago, she had got out, but it got cold. She got cold and she was coming limping towards me like I got a sore paw. And I'm like, come here. I picked her up and brought her in. Then the next day she went out and did the same thing. So, like, okay, I guess you just want to be outside kitty again, because I'm not bringing in a pregnant cat again and giving away kitties or selling them, because people get them for experiments and stuff, or come out of the city for the U of M. And no, I'm not going through that anymore. done that so many times. Even Doug's cat, his mom was a pregnant stray when we first helped her. She's freezing to death, pregnant, and I even seen one cat sitting out in my driveway. Part of his jaw was missing and part of his toes and stuff, and he was sitting there freezing, stuck to the ice. And I went out there and I got Doug and we took him in the shop and started his name, we called him Thomas. Anyway, I called him Iggy a long time ago. He had been around when I had taken in a homeless potbelly pig for people that were moving that couldn't. They got this pig, they thought it was one of the miniature ones, and ended up to be a full-size hog, Miss Piggy. Oreo, that's what they called her. I had a Miss Piggy too. And I had Hot Lips and Velvet Lips and Ugly. He was my dad named him Ugg. I didn't think he was ugly. He was just tall and skinny for a Hampshire. It just, so according in the pig world, he'd be ugly, but where you see a skinny pig. Even when and to fatten them up before they get butchered, unless you're going to use them as a boar, But anyway, yeah, he was a little homely for a pig. Was pretty smart. He was really polite too. I did have to separate him from the girls, but even they would start fighting if he was in there too. But he would let them eat first, and then the girls would fight. Yeah, probably because he was in there. And when I separated them, they never fought again. All three of them would actually start fighting, and I had to take the guy out of there. It's kind of like this planet. Some guys need to be taken out of here because you are not treating women the right way. You're teaching them the wrong way, and you do not deserve a woman in your life. I'm serious on that note. And who am I to determine that? I'm a woman. That's very intact in my mind and my heart, and I don't put up with nonsense. That's who I am. Who are you? That's what I thought. So shut the fuck up. Sick of your shit. If you don't want to learn from the best, then learn nothing from the rest. Because that's what you're getting. A big flippin' 0. You failed your test. At least today you did. We'll see about tomorrow. Maybe there'll be some progression. Yeah. We'll see. I don't lose hope. I said my prayers. That's all I can do. Let the foolish be foolish still, right? Not around me. You can take that to hell where all that shit belongs. And if you don't like what I just said, isn't that too goddamn bad? Get what you give. It's time for the people with the good hearts out here to get what you gave, and how you are, and your aspirations and your dreams and desires to be met. Yeah, it is time. This planet doesn't belong to the vile. Period. Just doesn't. They can pretend like it does, but there will come a time, and that's where I disagree with Archaics on that level. There's going to come a time here where any kind of degradation towards other people will end, and the misplaced sexuality, or those that abide by that type of mindset and can live with themselves. You go live with yourself somewhere else, because by yourself is what you deserve. If you can't be respectful towards all life and use your sexuality for how it was meant, you don't deserve this plane of existence. This is a gift, and it is to learn, but not to be ignorant or to hurt people along the way. You just don't do that. It's not free. If you wouldn't like it done to you, don't do it to somebody else. So you just really don't want to make fun of me, you know. Or maybe you do. In that case, life won't be so pleasant for people that are like that. That's my prayer. Why should it be? I'm not going to wish you good when you could care less. I thought somebody was somebody they weren't. That's just, yeah. Oh, wow. That's just, wow. Holy shit. Like I say, and I'll repeat it again, if I was on a spaceship and there was 4 people and 3 of those people were thinking of fornicating with everybody, I'd jump out the fucking craft in a heartbeat. That's my personality. And those other 3 would not. And that's most of the people out on this planet. So, and it's the odds are probably even less than that. You know, I'd only be like a part of myself, you know, and everybody else would be what you're gonna be. So, because I just didn't grow up into this attitude, I've had it all my life. So, people that make excuses for attitudes in adult life, you repulse me. So, I couldn't say it any clearer. I just want to gather people with that same self respect and confidence in their life and righteousness, and I don't want anybody that's trashy and loves trashy around them to be in my life, or anybody that is self-righteous, because you're worthy of that. So those are the ones I gather around me. Nothing else is acceptable. So, period. All I've been around is ignorance that would demean other people to make themselves feel better. And I've never been like that. And I'm not tolerating it. So if you feel the same way, and I know some of you too have like that narcissist attitude around you, don't lower yourself to their stupid games. But when you've had enough, make a video about it and tell people why and who it is. Right now, I'm not quite saying who it is because I have some praying to do, but I might have to speak up, you know, just one more time. So, such is life. because I'm not going to let other people fall into the same type of situation and end up feeling um, belittled when it wasn't called for. Nah. So if somebody's watching the same person I am and you think, well, this is a friendly person and they're really not, well, we probably feel the same way on that level. That's not very funny at all. So, and so what really do these people like that want? You know, self-serving. So I'll be of service too. So that's what's on my mind today. I think I'm going to cut it off right here and enjoy the rest of my day. It's beautiful sunshine and probably close to 80 out there and breezy. Just beautiful day. All right, everybody, enjoy either the rest of your weekend or your week ahead. Peace and love from Pine City, Minnesota, USA. Have a good night or day wherever you're at.